Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech, and I don't have my co-host with me today. Welcome to another episode of Ash Answers. Ash Answers is the show where we answer your questions that you tweet out on Twitter with the hashtag Ash Answers. Now, before we get to the questions, here's a disclaimer. So basically, this week Sundar was supposed to be doing Ash Answers. Sundar is not here right now because he's at MWC, and he was supposed to be shooting Ash Answers before he left, but for various reasons he couldn't, which meant I had to change my plans and come back a day early. I landed in India at around 4:30 a.m. So I've not slept all night. I came straight to the office and I'm shooting it now at 8 a.m., 8:26 to be precise. And yeah, so fun fact, Friday night I kind of tried not to sleep a lot, slept only 3 hours so that I would theoretically fall asleep on the flight back. That didn't happen, so which means I'm extremely sleep deprived. So if the energy levels aren't what you expect it to be, apologies to begin with. Anyway, let's get to the questions. How is the face unlock feature in the Redmi Note 5 Pro working? How fast and accurate is it? It is good, but if you do want to see a video on it, at least that's what I've been hearing. I've just got back to the office. The guys have tested it out. They say it's fine. But if you want to see a dedicated video on it, let us know in the comments below and we will make that happen. Next one. Why companies going for 6-inch devices? Do you think companies will come up with smaller screen size in 2018 like 5.5-inch bezel-less display? Well, I guess one brand did, the Honor 9 Lite from Honor, that came with a much smaller 18:9 display, not bezel-less, but still 18:9. And I really hope to see that trend continue. The fact is we don't have, like whatever was 5.5 inches is now 6 inches because the form factor is more or less the same, circa OnePlus 5 to OnePlus 5T. And whatever was 5 inches, we might see that as a 5.5-inch 18:9 panel. But the problem here is we didn't have a lot of 5-inch devices to begin with. So maybe the Mi 7 might have a smaller 18:9 panel, but that's pretty much it for mainstream devices, right? Sony, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you like to see 5.5-inch bezel-less or 18:9 panels used a lot more, or would you like to see existing 5.5-inch 16:9 panels turn into 6-inch 18:9 panels? Again, let me know in the comments below. So the next question, this one's for Sundar. What gear is your MWC 2018 travel bag going to be filled with? So Sundar's not here, but as far as I know, he's taking the Xeon crane with him, a gimbal, and along with it, he's taking the Sony AX700 Handycam, which Sony was, gracious enough to loan us for MWC coverage. So that's what he's carrying apart from the phones that he's carrying. So when I was in Dubai, I was at a Sony center and I played around with this AX700 that was on display, and it was quite cool. It was great for stability. You don't. So I contacted Sony and I'm gonna buy that camera if it works out for us right now. But before buying it, I just wanted to play around with it. So I contacted Sony and asked them if they could loan it to us for MWC, and they were cool enough to do that. So you guys check out the MWC footage that Sundar is going to be sending and let us know if that's a camera we should buy. So that's what he's got. I don't think he's carrying, I think he's carrying his GoPro Hero 6 as well. I might be wrong. So which device are you excited for MWC 2K18? Okay, the device that I'm excited for would be the Galaxy S9, S9 Plus. Reason being, well, it's been leaked a lot, and I really want to see where Samsung's going with the cameras, because cameras have been one area where Samsung has traditionally excelled in, and the Pixel 2 has been so damn good. I'd really love to see what Samsung comes back with here. And again, that's going to be one phone, the S9, which doesn't have a 6-inch panel, hopefully a smaller 18.5:9 display. So that's again one more thing, a compact phone with an almost all bezel front. That's something I'm interested for. Will this be the year of face unlock, or will bezel-less craze dominate, or both? I'm gonna go with both because face unlock is quite easy for brands to implement. It's just gonna be using the front camera, so you'll be seeing even budget phones come with face unlock. And 18:9 again, that seems to be all the rage. So I'm guessing we're gonna see a lot of these two along with AI functions baked in. I think that's what 2018 is gonna be all about, and maybe a little bit of under the screen fingerprint scanners. See you guys on S9 and S9 Plus pricing. Waiting for 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Made in for Ash, deserved it. Thank you. S9 S9 Plus pricing. I expect the S9 Plus to be, at least going by the latest leaks, to be priced close to the Note 8's launch price. So I'd probably go with around 59k for the S9 and 67k for the S9 Plus. Which is best for portrait photos between Mi A1 and Redmi Note 5 Pro? I've seen your comparison video, but I want your opinion. My opinion is the comparison video, buddy. So here's a card to anybody else, but then here are the spoilers from the video. As far as portrait mode goes, the Mi A1 does have a edge over the Redmi Note 5 Pro. How many phones is Sundar carrying to MWC 2018 and what are they? Now, I could have answered this with the what's in his bag question, but Sundar picked the questions before he left. At least most of them. I did pick a few from the tweet I did yesterday evening. So anyway, the phones he's carrying with him are the iPhone 10, the OnePlus 5T, and Galaxy Note 8. Mi Note 3 is 20k on Banggood along with 500 rupee shipping charge. Is it a good deal? But will there be other charges like duties, and how much? Nobody can tell you how much the duties would be. Theoretically, I could give you numbers. It's supposed to be 20%, so 20,000 rupees should work out to around 4,000 rupees. But then again, it's never as simple. We have a laptop that's stuck with customs for about a month now. It's a 1 lakh laptop, and they want us to pay over 50,000 rupees. It shouldn't be that high, but it is. That is how it is. You can never guess with customs. So do not buy. This is what I generally say: do not buy a phone because it's great value. If you're interested in a phone and you want to buy it, if you're okay paying more than what you feel is optimal as customs, then import it. But if you're looking for value for money, then international imports isn't the way to go, because in India it's just ridiculous. Again, I ordered some things for the Threadripper build when I was in UAE, and it was on Amazon.com, the global shipping, and which means the customs charges are calculated on checkout. And here's the fun fact: customs charges to India were about 390 dirhams, which should translate to roughly 7,000 rupees. And the customs charges to UAE was like 92 dirhams. And here's another thing: the AX700, when I was contemplating buying it before Sony okayed loaning us a unit, that one, if you can go check it out, it's a $2,000 camera, with customs and shipping to India. It's $1,000, and to the UAE it's like $100. So customs is kind of ridiculous in India. So anyway, next one: Uber or Ola? Hashtag I don't want your jag. Again, congrats in advance for 1 million subs. How excited are you? Anything special coming? Well, nothing particular coming. For those of you who've seen my Draw My Life, expecting a Draw My Life Part 2, that's not going to happen right now. That's been pushed. So Uber or Ola? I use Ola. No particular reason. It's just that I always have Ola money. It's just something I added. So every time we just start using Ola, and then that is why I used to use Ola, and right now my wife probably books cabs, and she for some reason prefers Ola. I don't know why. So I just took an Ola to the office. And if you're in Chennai, what do you guys, anybody watching this from Chennai, what do you think is better for Chennai? Do you feel Uber has any advantages? Let me know. Maybe we should try Uber if it's better. And again, guys, at this point, I'm like 20% awake, so I'm extremely sorry if I'm just not all here. I'm trying my best. I don't want to skip Ash Answers. I know you guys wait for it. Not a lot of you, but there is a passionate audience for it. There are some of you guys I really don't want to let down, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why I came back in early. That's why I've come straight here. So again, sorry if I'm ranting. Apologies. Anyway, again on a million subscriber quest, and since we are only 9k subscribers away from a million, any new plans or changes we might see. So one change you're going to be seeing very soon, probably in the next month and a half-ish, is the new office. And then there are a certain few things that I'm working on, which I'm not going to really go into detail on because nothing is set in stone, but we are trying to change a lot of things, bring a lot of content to you sooner, and we are working on it. So let's see. Why do Xiaomi only sell their phones in flash sales? Is it due to less stock, or is it a marketing strategy to create more demand? The official line is it's less stock, and I kind of tend to agree with that. Not that it doesn't create more demand. The fact is they do offer great value. If they say they can't have the stocks, I'm gonna have to believe them, because I don't see the point in Xiaomi having phones and not putting them on sale, because, well, the more phones they sell, the more money they make, and that's how capitalism works. So if they had more phones, they'd probably sell them, right? That's where they manufacture the phones to begin with. So I'm gonna have to go with, well, yes, it does create more demand. It does create hype rather than demand. It creates hype. I feel it's their stock issues. The smartphone market is under a huge transition right now. Where do you think the future of smartphone computing might be headed to? Will the affordable flagship market outgrow the flagships in 2018? Will other brands realize it is stupid to follow Apple? It's not about following Apple now. If you look at Samsung versus OnePlus, Samsung does spend a lot more on R&D than a brand like OnePlus or even a Xiaomi. Where you look at Xiaomi and OnePlus, they're taking off off-the-shelf parts like the latest Snapdragon chip, coupling it with a Samsung display with memory that's probably sourced from Samsung. They're just taking all that, and of course they are tinkering around with their build quality and all that. Whereas on the other hand, again, the sensors they use, it's not developed in-house. Whereas Samsung does do a lot of R&D with regards to that. And that is why a brand like a Samsung or an LG, they are priced higher. Of course, they also have more extensive offline reach. They have to pay their distributors. They have to pay their your local offline seller, which is something that a Xiaomi or OnePlus doesn't do. And of course, for all this, all the marketing they do tend to include that into the cost as well, which is why it's priced much higher. But then I don't think the affordable flagship market will outgrow flagships, not in 2018 at least, because you still see all these selfie-centric phones do extremely well, right? They are outselling phones like last year. Any selfie-centric phone that was sold from, say, Xiaomi or Vivo or Oppo, it would have probably outsold. I mean, I know for a fact that these phones did outsell a phone like the Lenovo P2, which was an excellent phone, but nobody really cared about it. Which is why marketing and branding does tend to play a major role. So I don't see the affordable flagship market to outgrow flagships. It would definitely grow stronger than it was in 2017, but I doubt it's gonna get better than the the flagship market. And I am looking to see if audio levels are fine. I think it is. Hello. Okay, I think it is. Who's the winner of Redmi 5 giveaway, and where do you announce the giveaway results? So I don't think this question is going to be pegged. We get a lot of these kind of questions, and guys, the answer is right there. Every giveaway video I mention how it works. I'm not going to do that right now. If you have this question, go check out the video where I mentioned the giveaway. I do tell you where we announce the winners and how to check it and all that. So stop asking us. Everyone knows about GeekyHarris, but nobody knows about GeekyHarris. Please tell it to the viewers. So Harris is a huge Geeky Ranjit fan, like a lot of us here on C4E Tech. And when Harris started interning for us, his play games ID was GeekyHarris. So yeah. When can we expect under display fingerprint sensor to get into India? Well, I'd say Vivo has one, but Vivo hasn't brought, like, the Vivo phones that you see in India aren't their best phones. The ones sold in India are all around the selfie camera, mediocre internals, but with a selfie camera that they market the crap out of. But they do have some excellent phones that they've never brought to India. So So they don't bring the flagships to India, so I highly doubt that phone is coming to India. So we probably see under display fingerprint sensors when a more mainstream brand incorporates it into their flagship. Any thoughts of Ashtox coming back, and when should we expect new C4 merch? Well, merchandise, that's an idea we've toyed around with, we've considered it, we've had it in our meetings, we've spoken about it, but it's something that's never come to fruition. Because honestly, Sundar and Amartya and Shahrukh are all for it, Harris as well, but I've kind of, not pulled the trigger on it because I highly doubt a lot of you guys would be interested in it. I mean, if I'm wrong, if you feel you'd be interested in it, again, let me know. If you want it, we'd definitely try to make it happen. I mean, it's simple, right? For the last meetup, we did order C4 Tech t-shirts, and we could just open up the order to everybody instead of just for us, and we could do that. But again, I doubted that that'd be a demand. If you guys feel you'd like to buy it, let us know. We'll make that happen. I said that already. I'm sorry. Now that brands like Xiaomi, Honor and Moto are focusing on selfie camera in the budget segment, then the selfie phones like Vivo, Oppo will get vanished from markets. What's your opinion on my statement? Now, the only reason Xiaomi, Honor and Moto are focusing on the selfie cameras is because of Oppo and Vivo. So basically, Oppo and Vivo did all the marketing for them. They marketed selfie cameras. So now they're trying to get on that hype train. All the interest that's been drummed up into selfie cameras, Xiaomi, Honor and Moto want to offer that too. So I highly doubt it's gonna cause these brands to vanish. They'd probably pick another thing to market. Marketing sells, guys. The reason why Anon 7 Prime is selling today. Using phones with cases and screen guards reduces the phone's looks and overall user experience. Using without it, there's a fear of scratches and screen break. Any solution? Well, you could try wraps. Again, I don't know, if I were to use a phone long term, I'd probably stick a D-brand skin on it. I mean, this is not a sponsored slot. I'm not getting paid for it by D-brand. I just like skins because they don't add to the bulk of the phone. I don't drop phones usually. That's Sundar. So for me, I'd just stick a skin on it because I don't have to worry about where I put my phone down, which is something I constantly worry about. And as far as the screens go, we need to, there is nothing. You'd have to go with a tempered glass screen protector or deal with scratches. Even when you're super safe like I am, I know I've said it way too much. I'm probably jinxing it, touch wood. Scratches do tend to happen occasionally. So as of now, there's no solution. Even with something like the Moto Z2 Force, it's not going to shatter. You can drop it, you can throw it around, but it is going to scratch. Can't really do much about it. Is the Sony a6300 a good camera for starting YouTube? It's an excellent camera. It's a beautiful camera. It's amazing. Not just starting YouTube, we still use it. And I would have loved to have it when I shot the Galaxy S9 Plus clone unboxing. Here's a card to it. I shot that video. Well, let's blame Sundar here. I actually sent him a lot of clips of the equipment I used to shoot it. And being the lazy bum that he is, he just threw in one shot of me shooting with the Z2 Force, and that was it. So basically, for that video, I used the OnePlus 5 because it had the optical zoom aspect of things, the OnePlus 5 and the Z2 Force to shoot the entire video. What's surprising is the audio of it. It was all recorded on the Z2 Force. It turned out quite nicely, quite well. It was quite good. I know, which is not all there. I'm sorry. So it is not about the camera you use. The A6300 is an excellent camera to start with, but it's about your creativity and stuff. But if I were to pick a camera under 60K, I'd probably go A6300, just because it's so small, it's easy to carry. While Nikon and Canon would give you alternate options, it's much more difficult to put that on a gimbal or something. It's much more difficult to move them around. And for YouTube especially, battery life, which is the biggest bane of Sony's mirrorless cameras, that isn't a big negative because, well, you're not going around on or shooting videos, or you're going to be shooting a little bit outdoors, a little bit indoors. You need the versatility to move around, but battery, if it runs out, you just swap another battery. So that way I'd go with the A6300. So now coming to the next question, it's again similar. Xiaomi says they sold 3 lakh units in 3 minutes on 22nd February, but the phone was gone in like 10 seconds for many people. Do you think their figures are true, or is it just a poor marketing strategy? Again, I've answered this one. I'm gonna go with the figures were true. Flipkart's servers or whatever servers crashed, causing issues. Overall, it took them 3 minutes to get rid of their stock, but for the end user, the issues with the server meant we couldn't, we weren't able to buy it for that time. Probably something like that. Maybe Xiaomi is not true over here, but then I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt. Your thoughts on Black Shark? Will it be unveiled at MWC? So for those of you who don't know, Black Shark is a leaked code name, or rather it's an expected phone from Xiaomi based on a few leaks. Now, we haven't really heard a lot about it. It's not even official. We've not been hearing, outside of one leak, we haven't really heard much from it. What we have been hearing a lot of is the Mi Mix 2S. And I think we did a video about it. So if we did, here's a card to it. I think we did on the leaks, and that might be in all probability unveiled at MWC this year. Will Mi TV4 support PS4 Pro with HDR? I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. I haven't personally tested it out yet because, well, I was supposed to travel a week earlier. I pushed my tickets because both the Redmi's, the Z24s and the Mi TV arrived. I knew Xiaomi was coming out of the phone. I just didn't know they were gonna launch the Mi TV, so I didn't get a lot of time to play with it, which is why we've not done a full review yet. But before our full review, I will test out how it works with the PS4 Pro and HDR. But on paper, in theory, I don't see any reason it shouldn't work. I'd be very surprised and pissed if it didn't. Which has a better rear camera, on a 9 Lite or Redmi Note 5? Here's a card to the video, check it out. Again, I'm not giving spoilers because that's a video Sundar did. Honor phones do well in speed tests against Xiaomi devices, but in gaming they perform like lower end Redmi device. Why? That's because the Kirin 659 uses the Mali GPUs, whereas Qualcomm Snapdragon series has Qualcomm's own Adreno GPUs, which have been better. While Huawei's in-house high silicon Kirin, their SoCs, the CPU aspect of their SoCs are much more powerful than a 625 GPUs, where they lag behind a little bit. But then again, as far as games go, for Android, there haven't been many games in recent times that have really pushed the envelope with regards to graphical requirements. So more or less, most games you'd want to play would run fine on both. So it's not a major con as far as, personally. Do you think the Galaxy S9 is going to have a better camera, front and rear, than the Pixel 2 lineup? Any DxOMark prediction? So yeah, I've answered the Pixel 2 lineup part of it. I think it's going to have better cameras. DxOMark prediction, they're going to break the 100. They're going to break 3 digits. That's my prediction. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Samsung going the Apple way with different sensors on the S9 and S9 Plus. What's your thoughts on it? Sundar isn't around, driver's jack. Yeah, I wish. I don't have the keys to it, so he made sure of that. Anyway, Sundar going up. Sorry, Samsung going the Apple way. That's not confirmed yet. If they go the Apple way, it's gonna be bad. I really like the fact that the S9 and the S8 and S8 Plus, or the S7 and the S7 Edge had the same everything. It would be a big bummer if they went the Apple route and started demarcating, which would again stop people who want to. It's like penalizing people for wanting a smaller form factor. It's not like they can't do things with a smaller form factor. It's just that brands keep pushing people to buy bigger phones. I would really like to have a small compact phone, and please don't penalize me for wanting it. Redmi Note 5 Pro was a successful model or a failure model? Need frank answer. Okay, that sounded serious. I'm gonna go with success. I mean, if you're talking in terms of sales numbers, again, That's something only time will tell. As of now, based on the specs and the value that it offers, I'm gonna call it a success. If you've not checked out our Redmi Note 5 Pro full review, here's a card to it. Do check it out. Is your PO box still there? Can we send stuff to your PO box? Yes and no. The PO box is still there. You can find it under About on the channel. But if you wanted to send something to the PO box, you'd have to. It kind of works weirdly in India. You'd have to only use speed post, as in the government post option to send us stuff. If you send something via DTDC or something, they don't deliver to PO boxes, which is super weird. Apartment update. Okay, we are my home part of it. I'll be moving there in about 10 days. But then the office is still gonna be here for a month and a half, because the office part of it still needs a lot of work. We aren't there yet. So those are all the questions that me and Sundar picked for today's episode of Ash Answers. Again, guys, I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record. I'm sorry if this episode isn't what you wanted it to be. I'm just extremely hazy, very sleep deprived, and I know I don't know if I look stoned or something. It's just that I've been up all night and I'm very tired. So if I don't know if you're bummed out about it, go ahead, put this video down. But if you like the fact that I didn't want to let you down and I still made it back, I made sure that I worked my dates around and I made sure that I was here today to shoot this episode of Ash Answers, sleep deprivation and all. Go ahead, give this video a big huge thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that. If you haven't turned on notifications, please do turn on notifications so that we can get YouTube India off our back. Get them to stop saying that we suck. Well, go ahead, turn on notifications, hit that bell icon. Okay, I'm just kidding about YouTube India. They don't say that. At least not directly. Not in those words. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this here is Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye. Okay, I kind of forgot to say goodbye and good night. Okay, it's not going to be good night for you, but it's definitely going to be good night for me. When this video is out, I'm going to be fast asleep. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So, yeah, goodbye and good night.